And it's hard for me to take an under. Let's go ahead and move on to the next team. It's hard for me to take an under when a team like Boston and Baltimore are in the division, and I'm not sure if Boston's trying to tank here. Are we trying to prop some pieces up for a sell at the deadline? Or are we just getting rid of bets because we weren't going to get anything in the first place? I mean, the player that they got in return, Verdugo, there was some mention about how he's probably not a clubhouse guy, not the friendliest guy in the world to have on your team. But let's go ahead and skip to the Boston Red Sox and talk about what's going on with them. I'm going to highlight them. Last year, Vegas had them projected win total at 94.5. They won 84 games. Pathag says that they should have won 87. This still comes up short of what the Vegas number was at 94.5. Here we are this season. Boston Red Sox, Westgate, 86.5. That is current, up to date as we record this podcast. No matter what trades are happening or going down, they're at 86.5. Sean, you've got them under 86.5 by a heck of a margin at 81.
Yeah, so they opened at 93.5. I bet under 93.5, pretty much to the limit. I bet under 92. I points bet that. So we'll see how that goes. I was at 85 wins when they opened. So I was way under the market initially. After the Betts trade, I bumped them down to 81. Davenport pretty much made the same move. They bumped them down from 91 to 85. So about a 6-win adjustment. Mine was about a 4-win adjustment. They're right in line with the market. I'm lower, of course. I don't think they're done making moves. I think Jackie Bradley Jr. is still yet to be traded. Never minding that. My biggest concern with this team since the beginning, Chris Sale had elbow surgery last year. Or actually, sorry, he avoided elbow surgery. They went the rest and rehab route. His velocity was down early in the year. Didn't look great, came back, to a decent level and was throwing harder, got his velocity back. So he was at like 97 and 99 2 seasons ago. Last year, he started out around 89, 91, got it back up to around 93 to 95, and then ended up getting shut down with an elbow injury. Mm-hmm. Nate Eovaldi had loose bodies removed in his elbow, tossed 67 innings, walked a guy every other inning. So now you're giving me a team that has 2 of its top 3 starters coming off of injury. Your number 4 and 5 starters are Martin Perez and Hector Velasquez, and you have no farm system. Where's the depth? On top of that, you're probably trading your center fielder, your Gold Glove center fielder. You just traded the 2018 AL MVP from right field. You're replacing him with a guy like Verdugo, who's like a 300 hitter. He's a good player. He's a 3-win player. But you're a Chris Sale injury away from having a rotation with Eduardo Rodriguez and a bunch of number 4 and number 5 starters, if not number 6, number 7 guys. That's not going to play in the AL East. You're going to get beat by the Yankees. You're going to get beat by the Rays. You're going to get beat by the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays can hit now. Yeah. So not only do I think there's a risk of Boston finishing 500, I think there's a strong chance that Toronto passes them and that this is one of the most miserable seasons in recent Red Sox memory. They have a new GM, cutting ties with everything. They're still under investigation by the league. They have no manager. Pitchers and catchers report tomorrow. As of the day the podcast is released, pitchers and catchers will have already reported. So you mean to tell me that this team with no manager that has a new GM who came from the Rays and is looking to cut costs so that they can get on the luxury tax, what are they going to add in season to make themselves better? They're already an 85-win team by true talent. They're only going to get worse. And that true talent is provided that Chris Sale is healthy. So I don't know what the upside for this team is. That's why I felt so safe points betting it and betting the unders initially. I didn't see any upside with this team. I thought their floor was, uncalculable, and I thought their ceiling was around where I had projected it. So to me, to be able to now take an under where I think the ceiling is for a team, that's still bettable to me, even at 86.5. I think at best they're an 86-win team.
I agree. I agree with everything you had to say there as far as the injury concerns with both of their pitchers. And if they get anything out of some of the lineup, the players that they can flip, I think for other players, I think they're going to do it. Like Benintendi, I think is plateaued. I think he's completely plateaued. I think they've figured out what his ceiling is. And if they can get, someone to buy him, I think he'd be out the door too. And like I said, Verdugo was at least from what I read, not the friendliest guy to have in your dugout. So we know how Chris Sale is once he's not happy with a situation. Also, he'll cut up his jersey and do whatever the hell he feels. So it just seems like a situation that you want to be on the under with this team. I don't think it's moved enough at 86.5. Why is it we don't have a manager yet? We're going to spring training. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. I know you're vetting out, who's going to take it over, but at least bring someone in, maybe,
Just
on
name
a
somebody as
one-year
the interim
basis.
manager. Just do
Yeah,
something.
name an interim
Just
manager.
do something.
There's, if there's no one there to patrol everything, then there's going to be a lot of loose ends here with this team. So I definitely like the under on this team. And it makes it really hard to take an under on the Yankees on such an inflated number when, teams like Boston could be this bad.